10 videos, only one paying customer, only 200 subscribers. I'm burning money, I'm way behind my schedule, and I spent the last 2 weeks debugging my app. So yeah, I'm actually wondering if I should quit. When I started this, I gave myself a couple of rules, and one of them was to be radically transparent and honest about my journey. So that means not just to share all the successes that I have, but also the failures and the hard times. And I actually made some progress. I beta launched my product, I onboarded the first couple of users, and I have my first real paying customer. But now I'm in this plateau phase. So over the last couple of weeks, my users have been using my app, and I noticed that they are not using it as intended and definitely not frequently enough. The good thing is I have a direct connection to them, so I can always call them up and talk to them directly and ask them what's going on. So I've been spending the last 2 weeks really just sitting here and developing in silence. And this type of work is extremely difficult. The lie we bought about startups. Somewhere along the way, entrepreneurship turned into pop culture. When I grew up, people wanted to be singers or athletes. We went from American Idol to Shark Tank. Mark Zuckerberg's autobiography was in the cinemas around the world. Elon Musk made it into the White House. Here's the truth. Starting a startup is fucking stupid. I'm saying something wild like this, but there's substantial statistical evidence that starting a startup is actually fucking stupid. Startup failure rates are staggering. 90% of startups fail. 10% of startups don't even survive their first year. 70% fail from years 2 to 5. And fewer than 10% of startups can expect to celebrate a 10-year anniversary. Despite that, the financial and personal risk is enormous. Statistics show that founders rarely get rich. Okay, so one good thing is that the average startup cost to start a company is just around $3,000 on average. I personally started with as little as just $1,500. But the real investment is years of your life, often with zero or negative financial returns. Then the time investment is huge. The average startup takes around 3 to 7 years until exit, if they ever get there. Meaning we are talking about years of financial instability, uncertainty, and stress for a 90% failure rate. And you know what? The odds are against founders, even with funding. Let's look at venture-backed startups. 30% of startups with VC funding fail. And the majority of startups never return capital to investors, let alone to founders. The rate of startup shutdowns has increased by 25.6%. If you are actually thinking about joining a startup that has already a team, it's highly unlikely that you're going to make more money than you would just do in a corporate job. Even as a founder, the chances are higher that you're actually going to make much less money over the time than if you just take a good corporate job. So statistically and rationally, starting a startup is actually the losing proposition for the majority of people. But in reality, it's about mostly sitting alone at 11 p.m. and trying to figure out why nobody is coming to your landing page. And nobody gives a shit. In a normal job, efforts equal rewards. And honestly, I've seen many jobs where there's very little effort that leads to rewards. Sometimes even no effort at all leads to rewards. But in startups, often efforts result in nothing for a very long time. So yeah, maybe I should quit. Maybe this is just all too unreasonable. The dip, where most dreams quietly die. So there is this concept that I've been thinking a lot about lately, and it's called the dip. It's a brutal middle phase where your progress is somewhat stagnating. You're putting in the work, doing everything that you need to do, and nothing happens. Just nothing. This is actually the moment where most people quit because it's not exciting anymore. It's just hard work. This is how I look at it. The dip is not failure, it's a filter. So what do I do now? Well, I'm just going to keep on going. It's hard and it's not getting easier, but I'm committed, and that's important. So look, this is unreasonable for me and for many others out there doing it. Yet I'm still doing it, and this is why. I'm not doing this because it's rational, but I'm doing it because it's personal. I know what it's like to be 40 kilograms heavier. That's why I built Forever Better. And yeah, maybe it's not taking off overnight, but that's fine because this is not a growth hack. This is a mission. Yeah, so this is update from week number 10. I'm honestly in that dip, but I'm pushing myself through. If you're a founder that's also in the dip or maybe has been in the dip in the past, leave a comment and let us know about it. Let's make this channel a space where creators don't fake it. Because yeah, starting up might be stupid, it may be lonely, but doing nothing is much worse. If you want to know how I started this whole thing, just watch this video. Also, like and subscribe to my channel, and I'm really grateful that you're here. Thank you so much. See you. Bye bye.